During the recent historic Artemis II moon flyby, astronaut Reed Wiseman got a once-in-a-lifetime look at what's called an Earthset, which is like a sunset, but, with the Earth. Wiseman grabbed his iPhone and shot the moment right out the Orion spacecraft's window, savoring the spectacular sight as it was going, and then gone. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Across the entire U.S. today, with temperatures getting up into the 80s once again down in St. Louis, 76 degrees in Chicago right now, and that included our high temperatures here in East Central Illinois, a high temperature of 76 degrees here in Charleston, getting near 80 in Taylorville and in Robinson with a high of 79 degrees. And we saw those clear skies throughout the entire daytime today, making for a beautiful day throughout the daytime. Warmer temperatures, clear skies. It was very nice, but as we move overnight tonight, we're going to see temperatures drop down, a low temperature of 59 degrees. Clouds beginning to build because we are going to see a possibility for isolated rain showers as we move overnight tonight. Now, these isolated rain showers will likely only be seen mostly in the northern portion of our viewing area, but the entire viewing area still has a chance for rain as we move overnight tonight, and this may possibly be isolated thunderstorms as we move throughout the nighttime as well. And we're going to be seeing winds blowing out of the southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, and those stronger winds are going to continue as we move into the daytime tomorrow. But first, we're going to look at the timing of this possible scattered rain showers overnight. We're seeing those clouds beginning to build as we move throughout the nighttime. Eventually, scattered rain showers once again, mostly in the northern portion of our viewing area in the overnight hours, but this system will dissipate as it begins to move to the south, and we're going to see that system dissipate and less rain will be found in the southern portions of our viewing area, although still a chance of rain as we move overnight into tomorrow morning. A chance of rain in the morning hours, but once again scattered. Not everyone will see this, but for the daytime, we're going to be seeing clear skies throughout the entire daytime tomorrow, besides those few possibilities for rain in the morning. And here you'll see that the sunny skies throughout the daytime, along with a high temperature still in the upper 70s, a high temperature of 77 degrees tomorrow. But the real concern for tomorrow will be the winds. We're going to be seeing winds blowing out of the southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour in the morning and afternoon. And by the late afternoon, early evening hours, those winds will be blowing out of the southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour, possibly gusting up to 45 miles per hour, once again out of the south to southwest. This is Wednesday morning. Tomorrow morning, those winds will be gusting quite strong as we move into the morning hours tomorrow, but those southerly winds will assist us in keeping our temperatures a little bit warmer on Thursday. A high temperature of 76 degrees on Thursday under mostly clear skies, so that rain will clear up, but we're going to be seeing another chance of rain on Friday as we finish off this work week. Possibility for thunderstorms on Friday, and that's going to cause temperatures to drop down because along with these thunderstorms, there will be a cold front which will cause temperatures to drop down into the lower 70s on Friday, staying in the lower 70s on Saturday to start your weekend. A high temperature of 70 degrees on Saturday under partly cloudy skies. And you can see this cold front beginning to move in as we move throughout Friday, eventually into Sunday, causing colder temperatures as we move throughout the weekend. And those colder temperatures are actually going to put us right at average for this time of year. That average for this time of year is typically in the low 70s for the end of April. And you're going to see a lot of low 70-degree temperatures. Temperatures tomorrow, though, will be in the upper 70s, staying in the mid 70s as we move into Thursday before that rain and that cold front on Friday will cause our temperatures to drop down into those lower 70-degree temperatures. Saturday, a high temperature of 70, and as we move into Sunday, temperatures will actually get down into the 60s for our high, a high temperature of 69 degrees on Sunday. We will see temperatures warm up for next work week on Monday with a high temperature of 75, but more rain and possible thunderstorms will cause temperatures to drop right back down again on Tuesday, getting back down into the 60s with a high temperature of 61 degrees. So temperatures will be warm for the next few days, but some rain will cause them to drop down for the weekend again.
Well, I'm just glad that the weather is really good for today because me and Pierce have some big outdoor activities planned after the show.
I'm very excited for that, and I'm very excited for some consistent weather finally. Well, tonight in sports, the Chicago Bulls make a huge change to their coaching staff just weeks after missing the playoffs.
Also tonight, the Chicago Cubs have been on fire lately. Can they extend their win streak as they face the Phillies? Thanks for watching. Your WEIU Sports Watch report is coming up next.
markets opening Monday with oil prices rising, following news that Iran has once again declared the Strait of Hormuz closed. Maritime traffic through this key waterway has virtually halted, further disrupting global oil production.
The longer we wait, the longer flows are restricted from Hormuz, the less supply we have in the market.
Amina Baker, head of Middle East Energy and OPEC Insights at Kepler, says oil traffic will remain impacted.
We are not seeing a resolution to the situation despite all these headlines.
The good news is U.S. gas prices are coming down. As of Monday, the national average for regular gas was $4.04 a gallon, according to AAA. That's already 13 cents below the peak of $4.17 we saw earlier this month.
Prices have likely peaked and they'll start going down.
But before the war began, gas prices were below $3 a gallon. And while President Donald Trump says he believes prices will fall sooner, the energy secretary says it could be a while until drivers see those prices at the pump again.
That could happen later this year. That might not happen till next year.
So why does it take so long for prices to drop dramatically?
Refineries still in the Middle East that provide fuel in areas like Europe may still have some delays before they can really resume operations.
Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says even when the Strait of Hormuz does fully open again, it could take at least several weeks for oil tankers to even get in position to travel through that area. All of that takes time, which is why prices are slowly going to come back down. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
The red-hot Charleston Trojans baseball team is back in action as they face off against the Topolis. The Trojans took down the Wooden Shoes in a close matchup, coming out on top 4-3. Charleston has now won their last 5 games, with their last loss coming from Effingham. As for Topolis, the Wooden Shoes have now lost their 3rd straight game. Charleston will be back in action tonight against Mount Zion. We'll have the full recap on tomorrow's edition. Staying in the local area, let's recap some more high school baseball games from last night. Altamont has been on fire as of late, winning their last 8 games, most recently taking down Windsor 3-1. Tuscola adds another win to their record after a 3-1 victory against Central A&M. Newton has been blowing out their competition lately as they get yet another win against Marshall 12-2. And finally, Paris extends their win streak to 3 games after taking out Robinson 10-6. At EIU, the Panthers baseball team is underway against Butler for the 2nd time this season. Here's a live look from our tower cam. In the 4th game of the season for the Panthers, they took down the Bulldogs 15-12. All time, Eastern has the edge over Butler with a 22-13 series record, with the Panthers winning both matchups last season. Heading to this game, EIU is 21-14 on the season, while the Bulldogs are 15-24. First pitch was about 40 minutes ago, and at last check, EIU is winning this one 12-1 in the top of the 3rd inning. Now on the range, the Panthers golf team is boosting up its roster for next season, and one local player is staying home. Brandon O'Brien comes to Charleston from Simon Fraser University in Canada, where he posted a 73.2 season stroke average. Tanner Thompson joins the Panthers from Mesa Community College as a pair of top 3 tournament finishes. Finally, Hudson Meister from Charleston High School stays home, joining EIU. Last season, Meister won the Apollo Conference Championship as well as advancing to the IHSA Class 2A sectionals round. Meister was also a member of the Trojans basketball team. Well, back on the diamond, the Chicago Cubs are coming off a sweep over the Mets and head right into their next series against the Phillies. In the bottom of the 2nd, Chicago is already up by 1, but make that 4 as Dansby Swanson launched this 424-foot bomb in his 5th homer of the season. But oh no, there's a goose on the loose. Watch out, Michael Bush almost hits the bird, but notches the base hit. Well, back to the action. The Cubs still have a 4-run lead. Former Cub Kyle Schwarber rips it, and what a stop, Nico, as Schwarber makes a run-saving dive. And with that, the Cubbies gather a 5-1 win and their 6th win in a row. Up next, they'll be back in action tonight against the Phillies. First pitch is set for 6:40. Now moving things over to the Gateway City, the St. Louis Cardinals begins Game 1 of a 3-game series against the Miami Marlins. It's the top of the 4th inning, and both teams can't seem to get on the board, but the Cards strike first as Mason Wynn hits the sacrifice fly ball out to the outfield for the game's first score. But the Marlins don't want to be trailing down for too long as they tie this game right back up as Kyle Stowers destroys this ball deep to left field for the first home run of the night. Notice how I said first home run and not the only? That's because Agustin Ramirez is at bat now for the Marlins, and he hits yet another home run for Miami as they now take the lead in this game. And the Marlins, they just keep deciding to keep them bats swinging as Liam Hicks gets this RBI hit for yet another score. The Cardinals fail to slow down Miami and come up short in this one, 5-3. Well, finally tonight, Chicago Bulls head coach Billy Donovan has announced he's stepping away from the team after 6 seasons. Under Donovan, the Bulls went 226 and 256 and missed the playoffs for a 4th consecutive season this year. This comes after Chicago made extensive changes to his front office after the season closed, and he stepped down in best interest for the Bulls. And well, that's all for me in sports. Pierce, back to you.
Thanks, Rashad. Still to come, Emily Davis returns for a final check of the Skywatch forecast. But first, we'll have an update regarding a decades-old thief. Thanks for watching. This is Newswatch on WEIU.
Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock teach a new generation to put the lime in the coconut in the teaser trailer for Practical Magic 2. Stockard Channing and Diane Wiest also return for the long-awaited sequel to the 1998 romantic fantasy, which is due in theaters in September. The Elden Ring movie has a release date. The adaptation of the critically acclaimed dark fantasy role-playing game, which is based on a story by Game of Thrones author George R.R. Martin, is set to arrive in theaters March 3, 2028. Warfare and Civil War filmmaker Alex Garland is writing and directing the movie, which is beginning production in the UK. Putting these foolish ambitions to rest in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Finally tonight, a literal cold case is solved. 17 rare books that had been stolen decades ago from the home of venture capitalist John Hay Whitney have been found. The books, worth millions, including works from legendary authors including Oscar Wilde, James Joyce, and John Keats. Some of the books were found when a man tried selling them to 2 different dealers, but investigators cleared the man since he hadn't even been born when the books were stolen. So far, no one has been officially tied to the theft. Well, today's weather might have been book-worthy. Now we have a final check of the Skywatch forecast with Emily Davis.
It was certainly a nice day with high temperatures in the mid-70s, and tomorrow's going to be nice as well with a high temperature of 77 degrees. We're going to see mostly clear skies throughout the daytime, although those winds are going to be strong, blowing out of the southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, eventually up to 15 to 20 miles per hour in the late afternoon hours. And those southerly winds will help our temperatures stay a little bit warmer on Thursday, but then temperatures are going to drop down as we make it to the end of the work week due to a cold front associated with that rain we're seeing on Friday. A high temperature of 71 degrees on Friday, getting down to 70, eventually 60 degrees on Sunday. Temperatures will warm up next week, but then cool right back off again due to some rain.
Man, just when I thought I was going to get consistent 70s for weeks. I can't believe it.
We'll just think it's just one day closer to summer. Right?
One day closer.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Emily, and thank you for joining us. For more news and weather, be sure to log on to our website at weiu.net.
There, you'll find real-time forecasts and the news video of the day. If news is happening in your community, let us know by dropping us an email at news@weiu.net.
Have a good night.
TCI Realty, Charleston area's real estate connection, commercial, land and farm, and residential real estate. Experienced realtors with an up-to-date website at tcirealty.net. TCI Realty supports the students of WEIU Newswatch.
The Charleston House proudly supports Newswatch. Now welcoming guests on Charleston's historic 6th Street, the Charleston House Bed and Breakfast Inn offers refined accommodations in a beautifully restored bed and breakfast. For booking information, visit craigcollection.com or call the number on screen.